Upset the setup. Who arranges setups? The enemy of souls and his cohorts. Most of us have fallen into the snares they placed, and the falls seemingly happened so fast. But did they really? Or were they carefully planned far in advance, perhaps even before we knew what the word setup meant? What does it mean? A clever, often evil, plot or arrangement designed to control a situation to someone's detriment. Basically, a scheme intended to deceive. It took me a while to realize that a setup, which led to an awful time at the age of 49, wasn't arranged when I was 16, like I had thought. The setup began when I was 8. How? A classmate named Timmy liked me, but I didn't like him initially. Then I started growing fond of him, especially after he gave me a ring, albeit from a bubblegum machine. But not long after I started liking him back, he started liking 2 other girls. Not in addition to me, but instead of me. I could have viewed it as a compliment that it took 2 girls to replace me, but I was only a 3rd grader, so I only got upset, especially after learning that Timmy had given one of the girls a ring, and it didn't look like it came from a bubblegum machine. This is a picture that I drew of it back then. What else I did cracks me up whenever I think of it now, but I wasn't laughing then. Feeling betrayed, I sent to 2-timer Timmy, actually 3-timer, this 6-page booklet bound with a string. No time for any title on the cover, just wham. Do you hate me? Yes or no? Remember those yes or no questions from grade school? They usually asked if people like us, not hate us. So the like question was added on page 2. Notice that neither question was answered, nor were the half a dozen other questions in the booklet. Perhaps I lost my courage and never did give him the booklet? Or maybe he did receive it and read it but wasn't sure what to make of it, so he gave it back as is? Either way, he didn't seem to want me as is. So I felt rejected and discarded. But that's how puppy love often is, right? Fickle at best. Fast forward 8 years. At sweet 16, my high school sweetheart, we'll call him Beau, began having eyes for 2 other girls. Sound familiar? I didn't give him a handwritten booklet of accusations and several yes or no questions. I simply gave him his class ring back. 4 years later, at age 20, another boyfriend, we'll call him Z, gave me a ring. It didn't look much better than the one Timmy had given me in 3rd grade. But it was all that Z could afford on a college student budget, so I wore it. But it kind of irked me every time I looked at it, for the gold band was about as thin as they come, and the diamond, if it was even real, was nominal, sort of like how I felt while with him. Another 4 years later, I was no longer with him. Z had become my ex. For the next several years, boyfriends came, boyfriends went. No rings, but no worries, for I was determined to remain single. Fast forward to 2012. Beau contacted me, wanting to spend our mutual birthday together, my 49th and his 50th. I thought, why not? I later learned the hard way, why not? For he'd been sent from the dark side. The reconciliation was an attack on my soul. And why did I slip into the snare? The 40-year setup. Cheap rings from guys with wandering eyes. Therefore, when Beau, unlike Timmy, had seemingly chosen me over 2 others, I was flattered. I felt validated and accepted, rather than rejected and discarded. To really make me swoon, Beau took me to a jewelry store. I wasn't much of a jewelry fan anymore, but perhaps the wounded little girl in me was seeking healing through a ring, especially a heart-shaped ring like Timmy had given to Wendy. It wasn't until long after Beau and I parted ways that I realized the similarity between Wendy's ring and the one I picked out over 40 years later. Interesting how a silly grade school breakup can be used as part of a setup. The Lord upset Satan's setup. God will help us every time if we'll let Him. The battle between good and evil is very real. We're each in the middle, with both sides vying for our hearts. Will we be ensnared by lies, cheap rings, expensive rings, and other things? Or will we accept the truth that we're loved by our Creator, our Savior? His death for us on the cross shows that His love for us is far from fickle. It's forever. We need never question His love. The ultimate question is, do we love Him? Yes or no?